Welcome to the Market Moon Lord, where we merge the matrix with the stars. I'm your host, Jason Alexander, the blue moon of Neptune, here to help you navigate through the illusions of life. Last week was beautiful. We had a new moon and we went green all week. In fact, I heard AMC set a record for how many days it's been green, 6 in a row. Amazing. And it happened right on the new moon, just like we said. The black background is the waning. As we came out of the waning moon, approaching the new moon, we started seeing green days. And then right on the new moon, you saw what happened. Seriously, like, we can't make this up. Okay, we had the new moon right there, and a couple days later, we popped 30%. That's what's up. Okay, so we also said that we wouldn't go underneath potentially this level, and look at how we bounced off that line. I haven't erased this since last Sunday. Okay, it bounced off that line perfectly. I said the lowest it can go is around this 830 level, because that's the lowest it went over here in the last waning moon period. But the average was around the $9 mark, and look at where we bounced. Okay, so just so we know, to me, the new floor, let me put this where it goes, the new floor will be around the $9 mark. Okay, and to be really exact, I think it goes to 892 would be the absolute bottom floor on the next waning phase. So if we keep jumping up, I'm not going to be buying calls or anything right now, but I do think the waning, we could see a dip if we don't squeeze before then, and that will be an opportunity for me to jump in and buy some more calls. Okay, so what do I think that's going to happen in this up and coming week for AMC that starts on May 17th? Well, first of all, I think we're looking pretty good to keep going up, but I do have to say, when we look at the chart, whenever we have a new moon, we have a few days of good movement before we have a different type of change. Okay, and so we can see right here, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we had a change right over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we had a change. Okay, and then we go over here, 1, 2, 3, 4, right? So we're kind of in that same area. I want to say the new moon was on the 11th. Okay, so it started right here. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so I do expect maybe Monday, based upon the moon phase, that we can see a little bit of a dip. However, we typically follow the overall trend, and I definitely think during this waxing, we're going to continue going up into the full moon, which is a eclipse on May 26th. That looks pretty interesting to me. Okay, but that falls on the following Tuesday. Now, so for what I'm looking for, some of these indicators here. So we said last week that we wanted the new moon, we wanted to start crossing on the actual new moon and getting the green, and that's exactly what we did. We had a beautiful cross right there. Okay, exactly on the day after the new moon. Okay, so we started angling up on the new moon like I said we would, and we crossed it the day after, and then the day after that we had the 30%. That's amazing. Okay, I think by now anyone that says that this moon phase thing isn't working out is crazy. Okay, so what I'm looking for now is basically for us to get over and stay over this level that we are right now, which is good. So the next level we're looking for is where we were on the last full moon, or excuse me, new moon, where we're the highest, which is around the 1460 mark, right? So if we were to get a squeeze by the time of the next full moon, which would be May 26th, we have to be above around that 1460 level days before, at least three to 2 days before. No, I would say about 4 days before the full moon. Okay, because within 3 days of the full moon, we're in the climax range of having the big push that you can see. We have a full moon here, and we can see the day before that what happened. Full moon here, and a couple of days before that we see what happened. Okay, full moon here, couple days before that, we see what happened. We saw what happened, excuse me. And then a full moon here. And then, of course, that's a day before that full moon, we saw what happened, okay? So if we get above 8 or 1460, okay, I would say by Thursday, Friday could be big, okay? And then also Monday could be big too. Thursday, Friday, and Monday could be potential really big days for AMC, okay? But we have to get over that $14 mark. I would say really nicely, either Wednesday or Thursday for me to say, hey, we're going to get a squeeze effect, gamma squeeze or something for either Thursday, Friday, or Monday, or maybe even on the actual full moon on Tuesday. And when I say Tuesday, guys, I'm not talking about the 18th of Tuesday on the full moon. I'm talking about this full moon, which is on the 26th, okay? So that's actually Wednesday, okay? So next week, so I'm saying next week, Thursday, the 20th, and Friday, we want to start seeing us above the 1460 mark to really set us up for Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, okay, of next week. So that's what I'm looking for us to be over the 1460 mark during this waxing moon. Now, one thing I want to show you guys. So the last time we were here, we got here during a waning moon, okay? The black background is when the moon is fading away and going into a new moon, okay? And we could see clearly that we had a big push all the way up to that $14 mark. But look, it was during a waning moon. So it didn't make sense for us to have an effect like we had over here, okay? But now on this full moon that we're going to have on the 26th, we can potentially have that effect based on the fact that we are finally waxing on the face. So to me, we're exactly where we need to be to have a very nice setup for this next full moon and a very nice setup for the trading week of May 17th and so on. Also, what I also find interesting is if we look at this is the daily chart, okay, for AMC. So if we look at the day before we close, like right before it, look, we crossed the 70% on the daily chart on the RSI. And over here, it's like we were just about to cross it. We got all the way to about what, like 68 right there. And then we just kind of went flat, okay? And I wouldn't say we went terribly flat, okay? But it's almost like it just wants to wait a little bit until about that full moon area, okay? So, I mean, ideally speaking, just like over here, I mean, look at the how it went, okay? So over here, we're about halfway through the waxing, all right? So that would be around the 21st or 20th, okay? Let's see what days that is. Okay, perfect. All right, Thursday or Friday. If we start crossing that RSI, I'm gonna get really excited for the full moon on the 26th of May. Hey, if you guys appreciate this content or enjoy this content and want to support the channel, just hit the like button. If you're new, subscribe. Of course, comment if you like to do so. Shout out to all the moon lords. We've been having a good time in the Discord. I've been dropping squeeze dates and we've been talking all types of strategies for AMC. So if you guys aren't on the Discord, you might want to check it out. It's at the Market Moonlord. And yeah, let's check out the day-by-day chart action. We're just going to, run by that. I'm not going to try to make any exact predictions. I'm going based on this week, pretty much on the moon phase, okay? If we get what I'm looking for, I'm going to be very excited 3 days out from the full moon, which on a trading day perspective would be Friday of this week, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Those could be very big days, okay? Hey, I understand I could be very confusing when I start doing that. So we're going into Monday's trading day on the 17th of May, okay? And the next full moon would be on the 26th of May. So within 3 trading days of that, so that would take us, if we go back 3 days till Friday the 21st, which will be happening on this trading week, is putting us in the climax energy of the full moon. So Friday, Monday, the 24th of May, and the 25th of May, and then the potential actual full moon on the 26 can be very climax energy. So during this week, the 17th, the 18th, especially the 19th, well, I would say the 17th, 18th, 19th, and then especially the 20th and then the 21st, we want to see some really nice price action for me to be pretty confident going into the 24th Monday and the 25th, saying, hey, we can have a major squeeze effect, gamma squeeze, short squeeze. We'll have to see. We have to get past the 1460 level to me by Thursday or Friday for that to happen. Okay, so you can see that I have Thursday, May 13th pulled up of last week, and I just want to point out a couple things for you guys. Remember, I always tell you guys that the last degree of a sign or the first degree of a sign or a house, which is the 29th or the 0 degree, is the most powerful degree of that sign or house, okay? And I also say when the slower moving planets, when the bigger planets that are moving slowly are making an aspect, it's a little bit more powerful. Now, we had Jupiter over here, okay? And Jupiter, remember, is the planet of expansion. It's considered the luckiest planet of the zodiac. It's a dwarf sun. It used to be a sun that blew up and expanded into a gas planet. Okay, it's at the 29th degree. So the most powerful degree, entering the 0 degree, another most powerful degree of the sign Aquarius right here, about to enter the sign of Pisces. Okay, so Aquarius is the sign of society, the signs of organizations, groups of people. Okay, and look what groups of people have been doing to the world right now. Look at society right now. Okay, and Pisces is the sign of pretty much whatever you've been imagining, making it a reality. Okay, so Pisces is dreams become reality because Jupiter is luck, okay, and expansion. Pisces is the dreamland, the imaginations, okay. Neptune is the imagination, okay, is the planet that rules Hollywood because Hollywood came from imagination. Pisces is the sign that rules Hollywood, okay. Jupiter is luck, expansion, okay. So on that day, 29th degree, we have the plus 30%. Okay, that's very, very interesting. Now, another thing we've been talking about is, ANC's been getting hit with a lot of Mars energy, and sometimes it goes good, sometimes it goes bad, right? And because we know Mars's energy could be like cutting energy, it could play out either way. I was kind of scared because of this one. We don't know which way it's going to go. But on that day, obviously, it went in our favor. But look, Mars was opposite Pluto. Mars is cutting surgery. Pluto's is sudden changes, life, death, okay? And it worked in our favor, okay? And Mars was on top of AMC's moon right here, which probably had a little bit to do with it. And then the natal Mars also had a positive trine to Venus, okay? So when we see Mars energy with some positive energy, hopefully we get positive results in the future, okay? Because we're going to get some Mars energy in the future for sure. Another thing I want to confirm is, again, on that day where we were extremely volatile for the better, we didn't have any Saturn aspects, okay? So that's a common theme that I'm seeing. When nothing's happening with Saturn, we have a better chance of having some serious action, okay? So, yeah, let's look at Monday now. Okay, so we have Monday, May 17th pulled up, and we're looking at 9:30. Now, the big thing I see is, first of all, the moon is 0 degrees in Leo right there. That's a powerful degree. Okay, so I did look into that day, and that day is actually associated with a lot of volatility. Now, the moon alerts know what we're looking at when we look at this guy over here. Let me straighten this out real fast. Now, this is basically the chart that I use to kind of track astrological events. Now, if we look at this guy right here, we have moon 0 degrees or within 8 degrees range. And that day is actually 0 degrees right on opening. So that's pretty significant to me. Okay, so we definitely want to see what has happened. I just want to give you an example of what this is. I'm not going to show this chart every time we do this. But the last time moon was 0 degrees in Leo right here. If we go to this little line right here, we had, this was the last time we did it. Okay, we had a plus 5.3%. And then the time before that, it's this guy right here, we had a negative 15%. And the time before that, we had a positive 18%. And then the time before that, we had a negative, I can't see it, hold on. We had negative 56%. I think it's safe to say that Monday should be volatile. If we look at technical analysis, the RSI is going up. But yeah, when we look back at those days, we did see some pretty, it was 50-50, but some of those bloody days were pretty bloody. But yeah, let's look at more of the chart just to get a bigger picture. Now, on this day, we also have a Mercury aspect, which is one of my favorite things I like to see in AMC. We have a Mercury opposite Mercury. Now, I did go back into the past, and this is a pretty neutral aspect. It doesn't really do much, but you know, having this volatile aspect with the moon opposite the ascendant and Venus over there, along with the Mars opposite Mercury, I mean, to me, this is definitely a setup for volatility at potential news. But volatility on Monday, to say the least. Now, the other things that are kind of, you know, sticking out to me are a lot of the transits that were the long build-up transits kind of did pass last week, and I just want to bring that to everyone's attention. When we look at Neptune over here, it's now at negative 1 degrees, meaning it's 1 degrees away from hitting this Mercury now. So a lot of that deception energy that was happening, a lot of the behind the scenes stuff that we were dealing with has been dealt with. And now that energy is kind of moving on. Now, another thing that we've been dealing with is these transits is Uranus has been 0 degrees on the moon and Pluto. Now you can see it's only 0 degrees on Pluto, but if you look here, it's 11 degrees over there. And on this Pluto is 10 degrees, so it's passing it, okay? So Uranus does bring a lot of volatility. It does bring a lot of futuristic energy, okay, as far as thrusting into the future and stuff like that. So it's still in effect, but it's loosening up. So I think, you know, a lot of the new tricks up ANC's sleeve has been done. And now they're going to start harvesting and capitalizing off of all that. And I kind of see that as, you know, them making the decision not to dilute, them actually selling off the rest of the 43 million shares. And now we're just kind of moving. It just looks like we're moving to a next phase, okay? And as we move into that next phase, it looks like Jupiter is coming right on top of Neptune, which we talked about how Jupiter hitting Neptune like that is really good for Hollywood, really good for expansion, really good for making dreams into reality, okay? And that's like the next build-up energy happening currently, okay? And then the second build-up energy I see happening is this Pluto coming into Venus, which is retrograde right now, right before it hit exactly on top of Venus, which is very, very interesting. Now, if we look here, Jupiter is going to do the same exact thing. It's now 0 degrees Pisces. Right when Jupiter gets to 2 degrees Neptune, Jupiter then goes retrograde, just like Pluto did right on top of AMC's Venus. Okay, so that these type of things lead me to believe that even if we do see some type of gamma squeeze or even a short squeeze effect on this next coming weeks, those two things coming into direct energy on top of these planets is pretty big time energy. I'm pretty excited for. Okay, but I do want to point out this week we're almost stepping into like a new chapter on the chart. Now, we still don't have any Saturn aspects, which I'm happy about that. We do have a positive aspect with the sun hitting Venus 0 degrees. I did look into that. It's a pretty neutral day based upon the past, but again, that's still overall good energy we have going on with Venus, with it getting opposition from the moon. It does have a conjunction with Pluto, and it does have a trine with the sun. This could involve some type of merger activity or some type of business deal activity, and a lot of attention period. Venus is indulging in something, wants to have fun, wants to enjoy life. The sun is attention, wants to illuminate the sky, okay? And the moon is like gravity, bringing things in, bringing attention to the situation, okay? So Monday is volatile. We can see that it can clearly go either way. We did see earlier in the moon phases on day 4, we kind of get like a reverse effect after the new moon, but it only lasts for a minute, okay? So Monday could see a little dip, or we could see a lot of green, okay? it can go either way, but it does look volatile. Let's look at Tuesday. Okay, so we have Tuesday pulled up. We can see that the moon is no longer making an opposition over here to Venus in the ascendant. And the moon's not making an opposition to anything. That's not something we see too often with AMC. It's like the moon's hitting something every day. So that's like a neutral like energy. We can see that Mars started to pull up on Jupiter right here. Now that's kind of nice because when Mars was right on top of the moon right here, that's when we had the 30%. Okay, so that's looking pretty nice for a setup around the full moon time or for Friday. We'll look into Friday, see where it's at. But it's pulling up on that Jupiter's expansion, Mars's energy. I do like that. Mercury is still opposite Mercury, so we could be getting some type of news this week. I mean, the sun is still trying Venus. The sun is authority, and like the CEO is the company, it's management. Venus is like the clientele, the customers. So there could be a lot of communication going on there, and Venus could be seen as the artist because it rules art, like an actual artist, like the showman or the movie star. So definitely look for the sun to illuminate movie stars this week as well. The overall picture, I mean, it looks good. We only have one square, and that square has been in effect for a minute, and we talked about how that's loosening up. The rest of it's all positive blue lines, as you can see. Conjunctions can kind of play out like oppositions, but oppositions are opportunities, just obstacles maybe that turn into opportunities. So overall, the chart does look good. I do want to just go hour by hour to see if the moon makes any aspects. We're getting new aspects. I see one right there. What was that? Was that Mercury or the sun? So the sun went into range of the ascendant. But that's not exact. So I mean, I'm not going to put too much emphasis on that one. Okay, the moon looks like right at close, right at 4 o'clock. The moon makes an aspect to Saturn square. Those aren't what I like to see. So maybe after hours on Tuesday, watch out for a little bit of volatility. Let me see if we got that Mercury sextile before close. We did. So it looks like, this is interesting. So after hours Tuesday, right around 7:45, we get a moon trine Mercury, and that's a very positive aspect. We actually see some really positive aspects or a price action from that. I wish that was happening during the actual trading day, not 15 minutes after hours, but I'm still going to be curious on what happens after hours on Tuesday for AMC. Okay, let's jump over to Wednesday. Okay, Wednesday looks interesting. The moon is in late degrees of Leo, so it's going to be switching from Leo to Virgo that day. So that in itself is going to be, kind of volatile energy. Now the moon is making a exact trine to the sun, 0 degrees. I looked into this in the past. The very last time this has happened on an actual trading day was the 29th of January. That was 2 days after we closed the first time. And we went up plus 53%. So I'm going to say Wednesday is definitely looking volatile. That's pretty much all that I saw that changed. And yeah, I do expect some pretty decent price action going either direction for Wednesday. The overall chart does look good. Let's jump over to Thursday. Okay, so before I go on to Thursday, just remember, my main goal for this week is for us to get above 1460. If we do that, especially by Thursday, that's setting us up for the full moon. So I don't really care what happens throughout the week as long as we do something like that. Now, if we do not break above the 14 level, then I would just want to stay, if we don't break above the 1460 level, then I would want to stay above the 1250 level, which is the height that we were at on the last full moon. Okay, so as long as we stay in between those ranges or we get past that 1460 level, I'm happy. Okay, and that's what I'm looking for, just as long as we're staying in the right setup for these waxing and waning moons. Okay, but yeah, let's go over to Thursday, and it looks like a lot did change. If you look right there, the moon did make a very sexy sextile 0 degrees to the moon and is trine Pluto. I did look into this in the past, and this day is associated with days that are all the way up to 8% on green. I didn't really see anything that was too bad. It's mainly neutral or a green day with this type of aspect. We look at the sun, and the sun is actually making a trine to the ascendant and to Venus. The sun is a very illuminating energy. The ascendant is the persona, the company's face, you could say. The sun would be the company's management, the CEO. So I definitely expect news potentially on Thursday. Not to mention the sun is in that powerful late degree, the last degree of Taurus, okay? So yes, I'm looking, and that's going to line us up to maybe cross that line on Thursday. So I'm definitely liking what I'm seeing on Thursday. Mars is gaining a little closer to that Jupiter too, is at -1 degree. So yeah, I'm liking this. I'm definitely liking Thursday. So let's jump over to Friday. Okay, so when I go to Friday, it definitely looks like something's going on. When I look at Mercury, look all those red lines. Okay, we got Mercury getting hit by Mercury opposition. It's a Mercury square to the moon and the Neptune we've been getting, but now look what's happening to the Neptune. We also have it coming from the sun. Neptune also went into a square with the sun. Okay, so right off the bat, it's almost like there's a lot of tension going on Friday. Okay, now another thing that happened is that Mars we're waiting on is now conjunct Jupiter and is trine Saturn, and that's a positive aspect. It's it being a trine. Mars is a lot of energy, Jupiter is a lot of expansion, Saturn is kind of the opposite of that, but it kind of stabilizes things. So even though I do see this square from the moon and Mercury, and that's not positive, I looked in the past, and that does sometimes gives us a negative effect with the Mars coming on to Jupiter like that. And keep in mind, Jupiter is exalted very strong here. To me, I wouldn't bet against this day. Okay, even though this aspect in the past does not always work in our favor, this right here looks pretty bullish to me, and the sun is actually pretty lit, making that trine to the ascendant and to Venus. So Friday looks very interesting. It's almost like Friday is going to tell us everything we need to know about that full moon. Okay, that's going to come up on the 26th of May. So guys, I'm gonna leave it there. I appreciate each and every one of you guys for watching. Shout out to the Moon Lords. If you guys aren't on the Discord, you better get there. We're dropping all kinds of DD there. There's a lot of other people that are dropping analysis on technicals, astrology. People really smart in there. We're all strategizing as a team. I'm loving it. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe. Show support by liking, commenting, and yeah, guys, I'm Jason Alexander, the Blue Moon and Neptune, here to help you navigate through the illusions of life. You're watching the Market Moon Lord, where we merge the mages with the stars. Thank you for watching. Until next time, peace.
Jason Alexander, the Blue Moon of Neptune.